Boxing Ego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. 1. Team Canelo says as of right now, a rematch for September with Gennady Golovkin is dead. Stay tuned. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chat channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. Shout out to dailynews.com, link in the description. Golden Boys, Eric Gomez, Golden Boy President, says, and I quote, "As of right now, it's dead," referring to a Canelo Triple G2 in September. He goes on to say, "We wasted 5-6 weeks, give or take, waiting on an answer for them. All the major deal points were done. They came back yesterday with ridiculous demands, just ridiculous. Really? To wait 5-6 weeks for the type of answer they came back with yesterday? It's insulting." That's what he had to say. And what he's referring to is, this is a direct quote from Golovkin's promoter. "All Gennady came back with is that I just want a fair split. I want 50-50 split. We made a lot of concessions in the first fight. It was a very low percentage for Gennady. We made a lot of concessions for the rematch. Triple G proved his value. But Canelo, for whatever reason, was insisting on still having a huge advantage. It was 65-35% for the rematch, and Gennady thinks it's just not fair. Taking 35% as the champion is just not fair." But I'm going to give my thoughts again. Life is not fair. Business is not fair. Canelo is the A side. With or without a failed drug test, he is the A side. I know people aren't going to like that, but that is the reality of the situation. Canelo, with or without a failed drug test. I'm not saying I condone drug test cheats. I'm not saying that I'm about people who are trying to game the system, but I am a realist, and I'm merely telling you guys the reality of the situation. The reality of the situation is, with or without a failed drug test, Canelo still has a fan base. He still has people that I know will support his fights if they are good fights. You know, I'm not saying he could fight Boo Boo the Fool. You know what I'm saying? It has to be Boo Boo Andrade or something. You can't just fight just some Glass Joe and then, you know what I mean, think people are going to stand behind that and rally by that. But if he fights Golovkin, if he fights Saunders or something like that, reasonable fights, then his star power is still intact, with or without a failed drug test. It sounds like, kind of, like I said, a personal problem for Team Golovkin. They've reconsidered and they're like, hey, we want something more equitable. We believe we're worth more. But if you had agreed to this and then you had re-agreed, like what Eric Gomez is saying is for 5-6 weeks, everything, the major deal, he says the major deal points were done, and then they dropped the bomb like, yo, we want 50-50. That's not really how you typically negotiate. You know what I'm saying? There's usually back and forth, you can counter and stuff like that, but why would you act like everything's cool for 5-6 weeks, according to Golden Boy, and then say, hey, wait, we want way more, you know what I mean, or 50-50. That's what we're worth. He's a champion. You knew he was a champion in the first fight, and you still took a similar deal. You knew he was a champion when you agreed for May 5th, 2018, and you still took that deal. So, as far as I'm concerned, it is what it is. I don't really understand the strategy, but it looks like Golden Boy is willing to move on from this fight rather than give Golovkin a more quote-unquote equitable split. And the thing is, you're not in a position of power. You guys really have to read the book, Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power. And I don't think Team Golovkin read the book yet, you know what I mean? Because the moves that they're making is not a power move. You have to put yourself in position of power to make those ultimate power moves. You have to have the leverage. You get what I'm saying? Like Floyd Mayweather, if he wasn't lucrative, HBO wouldn't care if they lost him to Showtime. But it was a power move because Showtime was willing to pay Floyd all of this money in order to fight on their network. So that was a big hit for HBO, and I don't think HBO's been the same ever since. They've been constantly going down, had budget cuts and stuff that wasn't evident during Floyd's reign when he was Mayweather versus Cotto and all that, right? Or here's another power move. When Floyd Mayweather said right before Canelo Triple G, after that was already established and released and fans were excited, he put his big fight with Conor McGregor, which was a weird hybrid fight that pulled boxing fans and UFC fans alike into the same stratosphere. And then he staged it weeks before. You know what I mean? He knew the Mexican dates were taken in September, or the quote-unquote Mexican dates, so he staged it weeks before. That's a power move because Floyd, again, is in a position of power. Conor McGregor is very popular. He's in a position of power. And the two linked up and had a fight and did better numbers than Canelo versus Golovkin, and they did it weeks before. But what Triple G's team is doing, to me, is not a power move. You're getting turned down. They're saying, as of right now, the fight's dead. De La Hoya is tweeting Golovkin, hey, ha, good luck with Derevchenko. The train's leaving. So, anyway, we'll see what happens. The fight might not happen in September, and I really don't even care at this point. If they fight, great, I'll support it. If they don't, then go with other options. Depending on who those options are, I'll support it. So, either way, I think there's been some missteps from Team Golovkin's side where they really should have try to achieve power. You can't just say, oh, I'm the champion. You were the champion in the first fight and you still got the same shitty deal or whatever deal you're now mad about. You know what I mean? A-side doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? You should have put yourself in a position of leverage. And Canelo, because he failed a drug test, that's not good. You know what I mean? If anything, that's a black cloud over segments of his career. But the reality is, it really has nothing to do with his value, his market value, his A-sideness. He's still the A-side with that. And that's just the reality, the cold hard facts. And if you disagree, okay, put it this way. At middleweight, name a person who you think, if they fight the best possible fight, is gonna generate more than Canelo. Name somebody. Like let's say if Charlo fights X, Y, and Z, if Jacobs fights X, Y, and Z, if Zaleski fights X, Y, and Z, Gabe Rosado, Triple G, who do you think would do better numbers? Or if they fought on the same night, let's say Canelo fought on the same night as Jacobs, if Canelo fought on the same night as Golovkin against different opposition on separate cards, who do you think is going to have the bigger turnout and the bigger numbers? We already know Canelo. He's the A-side. Make sure you smash the like button as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.